Hello everyone and welcome back to Avowed. In the last session we finally wrapped up basically all of the side quests in this map and we are now ready to main quest it up. I say basically all the side quests because we have one that's bugged that is impossible to complete, but oh well, it is what it is I guess. So the time has come. Main quest. Hello.
Oh. I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
What do you know about metaphysical anomalies in the living lands?
More than most, but less than I would like. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked.
Bro has the craziest hair choices I've ever seen. Why are you just getting rid of the chin bit of the beard, but you're leaving the fucking chops, and then that moustache, and then, I mean, like, just shave your head at that point, really. I mean, like, oh dear, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Crazy. Maybe I could help you fix it.
Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source.
Are you currently using copper or adra?
Copper allows greater power modulation through shaping, but Adra has the potential to store more essence. I could use a large single block of Adra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
At the risk of stating the obvious, we're standing in front of a massive adra pillar.
Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence.
We've already got that, right?
The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So, you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully...
Yeah, about that.
Try not to kill her guards.
Good news, I already went there and found what you're looking for. I'll place it in the machine now.
Well, aren't you full of surprises?
Actually, before we do that, let's just have a quick look around here. Because have I been in this room before? I'm not recognizing it, so I'm guessing maybe I forgot to.
I hope I'm right.
Or did I? I don't know. Am I just forgetting that I already looked through here? My rejection of so-called ethics. Animancy is a magnet for naysayers who cherish ignorance over progress and safety over opportunity. I do not deny that our art has produced some misfortune over the years. Bale Reach, Brackenbury, and even the event at Castell House, to name a few. But why should those isolated incidents cast such a long shadow? When a ship sinks to the bottom of the ocean, no one forces merchants to abandon their trade. I say we resist society's unjust call to smash our machines and burn our research. We are animancers. Society is welcome to join us, but we won't hesitate to leave them in our dust. Wait, the chest is open, so I have been here before then. Which means I've probably read that book before then. I don't know why I'm just not remembering it, but I guess I must have. What's upstairs looking like? Upstairs is a whole thing, huh? Oh, I do. Okay, yeah, now that I come up here, I remember the big fat square layout. Okay. I remember. Bonk.
For an Adiran, you're very resourceful. And a more than capable companion for poor Giatta.
Ooh. We have a 6 check that we're passing, or a court auger thing. Do you have any idea what it took to get that heart? Or this isn't the first time I've collected an enemy's heart for research purposes. Let's go with court auger.
The court of Adir must be a very unusual place. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first. Let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes.
A test of your
Let's start
reflexes.
with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood.
I wash my hands in the sea and leave.
All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum.
None of these are what actually came to my mind first. The first thing that came to my mind was music, because of the band Pendulum. But, I guess clock, sure.
Chrysalis.
Transformation.
A spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hello? You still with me?
Yeah, just got someone yapping in my fucking mind. Felt that metaphysical quiver you were talking about. Let's be explicit. The voice in my head. The entity tethered to my soul.
Good. We're getting somewhere. Hey, let's go over your results. Your soul is like a piece of sea glass. All the edges are smoothed down. Quite beautiful, really. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold.
Can you tell me whose godlike I am?
Usually, all it takes is a mirror. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and
Dark?
rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting.
Dark like mysterious or dark like evil? What is it doing to me?
Nothing harmful, at least not yet. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giatta's theory of the dream scourge.
I did.
Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land. Diverted, like the flow of a river.
That essence has to go somewhere.
Exactly. And if I know essence, it can't have gone too far. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giatta my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh? I'm getting a bad feeling about what we'll find.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He lost me when he started talking about souls. What did I miss?
That's so funny. I was stood here looking at looking at Kai, and he's so big that I didn't even know Marius was there behind him. Oh dear. Hello? Can I jump over this? Jesus. That should not take that many fucking tries.
Something the matter? I hope none of my colleagues scared you off.
I guess we'll just say I met with all of them.
Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest?
You were right about the Dream Scourge. It's older and stranger than we thought. We need a Pillar of Adra. Something is draining the life from your farms. Animancers are unhinged, unregulated, and too dangerous. Let's just tell her that she was right.
That's the fun part of metaphysics. Everything is strange, but nothing is new. Look at us. Barely even started. And already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi.
Are we studying the Dream Scourge or planning a heist?
Under the circumstances, the two are not so different. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Adra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem.
Nice.
And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work.
Smart, smart. Impressive. What's next?
Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus.
Go on.
Think of it as a spiritual tuning fork, or a dowsing rod. It has many functions, some more obvious than others. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I'm sure everything's fine. It's just a spooky death basement.
Yeah.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there.
Do you want to talk about it?
Right now, I would rather focus on the work ahead of us. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course, you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
Anything for you. Level up! Nice. We are one level up away from the double point boost thingy that has been added. So, nothing for companions again. We got one last time for companions, didn't we? So. Did I have anything in mind? You know what I still have not used? Returning Storm. God damn it. I keep forgetting that I have it. Will I care about any of these? Freezing Pillar. Wonder how wide the area is. Rank 2, the pillar no longer breaks on impact but remains as a lingering frost area of effect. Definitely not that one. We did try that one. We found a grimoire with this in it and it sucked dick. It was pretty useless, so. What about any of these? Am I going to want any of these? Increase the amount of frost accumulation you deal. Oh, right. It's just. Okay. Do we just go with the 10% boost? It's boring, but I think it might be the one. Wait, what? Oh, wait. The 10% boost is locked behind level 15. Ooh. Right. Well, in that case. We already have rank 3 of this because we're using a grimoire with it. We already have rank 2 of this because we're using a grimoire with it. Rank 3 of that is not anything I really care about. Rank 3 of that requires 15. I could get rank 2 of this, but again, I just never fucking use it. But I should use it, I just don't remember to. If I save the point, then next time I can get Freezing Pillar and its upgrade and the wand thing. Because we get double points next time, so I can get... So I'll have 2 points from the next upgrade, from the next level up to get rank 1 and rank 2, and then the third point saved to get the wand upgrade. That might be the way to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Alright, so we're just going to leave that point there for now. And then, what are we doing with this? What are we doing with this? Do we keep pumping stamina? I feel like stamina is so good. Yeah. Stamina is just the best. So let's keep doing that. Alright, cool. So, downstairs then, eh? You got anything else to say?
I don't go into the lab anymore.
It was...
That's where her parents died. I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Okay.
I just realised I'm tracking the wrong thing. It was outside, right? Just around the corner?
Okay. Walking into the basement of an animancer I just met. Right. Feels great.
Yeah, you can't get to it from in here, can you? No. We already read this, I assume. I'm sure we did. Yeah, we did find this door. We just obviously couldn't get through it. Right. What is down here?
Don't know
Castell
what I
Family
expected.
Lab.
This isn't it.
Haven from the blight. Who grows here?
Arthur Castell's will. To Giatta I leave my mother's amulet, the only piece of the Valian Republics I took from home. My one condition is that she wear it as a reminder that we all come from somewhere. May she find comfort in a chain that binds the present to the past. I leave her also the house, the laboratory, and our inventions. Yes, all of them, with no conditions or expectations to weigh her down. Forgive us. Huh. The many faces of Barath. How fitting that we know the god of cycles, doorways, mortality, and inevitability as Barath, while the Valians know this very same god as Serono. For if nothing else, Barath teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honour Barath. In the ruins Glanfath, Barath is depicted in the form of two semi-skeletal figures, one male, one female. Bunan I and Q. Okay, sure. Literally, life in death and death in life in the Glanfathan tongue. Male and female, inside and outside, life and death. We often think of Barath by imagining two sides of a coin, or the two endpoints of a journey. It is said that Barath has the most petitioners of every god, and this is likely true. Who amongst us has not prayed for the cycle to hiccup? Who has not, in a moment of sadness, yelled at Barath to make an exception for our fallen loved ones? Barath may not rescue our loved ones, but it answers our prayers in its own divine way. Barath is the god that makes life end in death, and it is also the god that makes death end in life. Barath, Serono, Bunan, I, and Q, whichever of the many names you prefer to use, deserves our prayers, for it has given us the promise of life's eternal renewal. Nice. The Gift-Bearer's Pilgrimage. A gift-bearer of Ondra is travelling along the road when she meets a man in tears holding a scrap of parchment. "Why do you weep?" asks the gift-bearer. "I hold here a letter from my wife. I tried to be a good husband, but the letter says that I was not, and that she has gone to seek the company of a better man. Now this is all that remains of her." "Give the letter to me then," says the gift-bearer, "for once you have forgotten the letter, your wife can cause you no further pain." The man gives her the letter and finds his tears have dried up. He thanks the gift-bearer and leaves at peace. The gift-bearer continues on, contemplating the man's story, but does not get far before she encounters an old woman in tears holding a string of beads. "Why do you weep?" asks the gift-bearer. "I hold here a string of beads that counted the years of my daughter's life. Sickness took her while she was still a child, and she was denied the joys of a full life, and I the joys of a mother. This is all that remains of her." Give the beads to me then," says the gift-bearer, "for once you have forgotten the beads, your daughter can truly rest." The old woman gives her the beads and finds her grief no longer gnaws at her soul. She thanks the gift-bearer and leaves her at peace. Thinking on the woman's pain, the gift-bearer follows the road until she reaches the sea. In her hands, she carries the letter and the beads. They are light in her hands, but heavy upon her heart, and she is crying. She prays to Ondra to allow the objects to be forgotten, and casts them into the water. And yet, long after they have sunk beneath the waves, the gift-bearer finds herself still weeping. "Merciful Ondra," pleads the gift-bearer, "in your service I have helped people forget their troubles. Yet though I pass them on to you, I feel them still as though they were mine. How can this be?" The gift-bearer listens to the wisdom of the crashing waves until she understands. To feel the troubles of others in your soul is a burden itself. However, she has no token to give to Andra to bear it away, for the troubles are not hers to forget. I give myself to you then, says the gift-bearer, for once I am in your care, no memory may haunt me. And with that, the tide comes forth and embraces the gift-bearer, and when it ebbs, she is gone. The mum's will. Arta insists that I write something down in case the worst should come to pass. But what inheritance do I have to offer? What legacy do I leave? I took no possessions from the homeland. I own nothing but my ambition and my mistakes. The ink is blotched as if someone tapped their quill on the parchment several times before continuing. To Giatta I leave my unshakable resolve, the determination to see her plans through to the bitter end, and the presence of mind to remember what is important. Let her have all of my best qualities. Should the experiment fail, I won't need them anymore. Not where I'm going. Damn, they really, were pretty fucking open to the possibility that they were about to die. Cordelia is right, of course. We could refine the phantasmal focus for the rest of our lives, or we could put it to good use. So why do I have such doubts? Our plan has always been to tinker with the natural order, but nature is not orderly in the living lands. If we poke too hard at nature, who's to say something else won't poke back at us? My friends, you spend too much time in the privacy of your lab. I know that words were exchanged and more than one ego was bruised after that incident at the workshop, but the damage is superficial. Our community is ready to welcome you back with open arms. For the moment, I am seeing to Giatta's education, but I urge you to give her the attention she deserves. She is a promising young woman in a difficult and influential time of her life, and she needs the counsel of her family now more than ever. Okay, what are we going to be finding down here? The device should not work, and yet it does. Therein lies the problem. Theory and reality are in conflict, and to succeed without comprehension is worse than failure. I have learned nothing and can assume nothing about the limitations of this invention, which frightens me almost as much as Cordelia's insistence that we keep going. All I know is that the device has tapped into something. I believed it was the essence of the living lands. What if I am wrong? What if it's... Several paragraphs have been violently scoured from the page. Have we transgressed so far into the unknowable that we are blind to the grave we dug ourselves? I must make preparations for Giatta's future. Uh-oh. Arta, do you have everything you need? After Cordelia's outburst at the workshop, they say she retreated into her private lab, which is perfectly fine, but I worry about you and little Giatta. Let me know if you need anything, even if it's just to talk. I understand your research has made some ambitious strides. Good for you both. When you are ready to surface again, we have a game of Hazatoa to finish. I'll keep the pieces warm. Vidaro. Damn. Good old Vidaro. Arta has been quiet lately, so I know he's worried about the experiment. He thinks the island will object to our interference, as if such a thing were even possible. Clearly our daughter is cut from my side of the family. I can't wait to teach her everything we've learned. With any luck, Giatta will be as wild and audacious as the forces at play around her. Oof. Of all the stories of all the gods, no doubt one of the most charming is the legend of Abaddon's hands. In some cultures, Abaddon's hands are tiny, cheerful creatures that hide in the walls and in the cracks between paving stones. In others, they are silent men of stone who roam distant lands. In all such tales, however, they are Abaddon's constructs, built in his image to continue his good work of creating strong and wondrous things in this world. Thus, upon spying a mighty mountain peak, or a row of Adra pillars, or another natural marvel, parents and nursemaids will tell young children that these are the work of Abaddon's hands. Such is the appeal of Abaddon as a deity, as it is through his legend that we recognize familiar shapes in the natural world. Thus, when we see a landform that resembles a colonnade, or an arched gate, or a mighty home, we see a hand and a purpose at work that is not unlike our own. And while Abaddon's own identity as a construct is alienating to some, to many of us his crude yet practical shape is comforting. While the other gods take the form of birds, beast, and sea, Abaddon takes the shape of our most common tools and constructions. His debasement in a body of iron elevates our own works and labours, and it offers us a grand hope. For if a god could rebuild himself out of iron, what wonders might Kith create with their own hands?
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
Yeah.
Perfect fate.
Beauty reborn. A life of peace.
That is crazy. That is fucking creepy, is what that is. Yeesh. Imagine if they suddenly moved. I would shit my pants so hard. Man, she was just like walking with a cup. She had no idea she was about to be fucking removed from existence. The phantasmal focus.
We can leave now, right?
Poor Giatta. To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd be fucking gone, bro. That's... oh, man. Your dead parents are underneath where you're sleeping, and they're, like, transformed into fucking plants and shit? Nah. Nah, you would not catch me getting a good night's rest in that house.
I don't.
Jesus.
Anyone know what happened back there?
I think those were Giatta's parents, or whatever's left of them.
So they're dead?
No, they look pretty
something
alive
like
to
that.
me.
Gods, I can't believe this.
Yeah. Major yikes. Wait, no, what am I doing? It's in here. Hello! Met your parents.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance. Did you see my mother and father? Are they still there?
Yeah. Good gods, where else would they be? You might have warned me.
I didn't have the words.
It's okay.
All that's really down there is an unhappy
You're pretty
memory,
enough that I will forgive you.
one that keeps on growing.
Do you want to talk about it?
My mother had an idea about how to use the essence of the living lands, and it destroyed her. My father, our family.
People are too quick to risk everything for an ideal. I'm sorry it didn't work out for your family.
So I swore an oath. No one could enter the lab until I understood what happened.
So, you know what happened?
I'm on the right track to figuring it out, which is almost as good. Enough about me. Let's worry about you for a change. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way.
Wait, is she about to be a companion? You want to use this thing as a weapon?
Don't worry. It's more durable than
That
it
sounds
looks.
like companion
Kind
talk.
of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one. Naku Tedek.
Oh yeah, we've been
the
there.
old godless ruin.
The big one in the
west
middle.
of Eora. There should be some equipment waiting for us.
What is Animancy equipment doing in some old ruin?
We used it to study the Adra pillar. Then some priests moved in and took offense at our work. I
Yeah.
hope they haven't tampered with the equipment, or this will be a very short experiment.
We could always use the Adra in the workshop. I know we can't, but let's see what she says.
That ragged thing? It's as dry as a bone. Hardly any essence left. Even if it wasn't, I'm not exactly welcome in the workshop these days.
I have little experience with godless ruins.
Naku Tedek is special. I used to play there as a child and take rubbings of the memorial plaques.
I do wish I could tell her we've already been there.
A burial ground, a place where souls can return to the earth. So, we kept the tradition alive. Many of our founders are buried there, though not all of them, as you discovered. Well, that covers everything. Let's go. The Dream Scourge can't hide for long. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fiora. No telling how long we'll be gone.
That sounds fucking
I almost
ominous.
forgot.
That sounds like
Someone
point of
gave
no
me a letter
return
for you.
dialogue.
They said it was for the Envoy's eyes alone.
Why are we getting point of no return dialogue? Oh, this is... Okay. Wait. Oh, which one do I say? You read it, didn't you?
I may have glanced at the handwriting. Don't worry, your secrets are safe. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Okay. Where was this performance anxiety when you were shouting in Vidaro's face?
That was not my finest hour. I was so angry. Mistakes were made. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, I don't want there to be any mistakes.
Well, sorry, Marius, but like, I think if you asked 100 Avowed enjoyers who they prefer between Kai and Marius, I feel like 100 of them would say Kai. Not that Marius is bad, but like, Kai is... he is him, you know? So, tatty bye, Marius.
Sounds good. I need to do some hunting anyway.
Once we're all together, we should trade ghost stories. Best way to get acquainted. In the meantime, let's be off.
New companion. Hell yeah, I was not expecting this today. Giatta uses animancy to understand the world around her. While the science of souls remains controversial, she believes the untapped essence of the living lands can and should be put to good use. She wants to prove her convictions by supporting the party in battle. Armed with the phantasmal focus, she draws on the spiritual currents of the living lands to heal and defend her friends. Okay. Calls forth an invigorating wave of energy that heals allies by 25% of their maximum health. Okay, cool. Free heals. Order Giatta to empower and activate essence generators. Okay, that's useless because we have electric wand, which we are doing that with. But, yeah, Kai does fire and she does electricity, I guess. Is there anything else that we've needed? We've not needed ice yet. I guess we sometimes need ice to cross waters, but we have enough of that ourselves. And Marius didn't really do anything like that, did he? He just did the sea locations of treasure chests and shit thing. Cool. Man, I like her design. She is very pretty. Companions. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so we have only 4 points to spend. Oh, it's because that one's already bought. Okay. Because I was going to say everyone else has already had 5 put into them, but no, it's because the first one comes with her. So yeah, 25%. That can be boosted to 50%, or enemies within range are interrupted and knocked back, or increases damage reduction of allies by 20%. Okay. Then we have Barrier. Grants all allies a shield that provides temporary health for 20 seconds. Cool. Increases the amount of temporary health granted. When it ends, allies are healed in proportion to the amount remaining. While it's active, Giatta cannot be hit and knocks melee attackers back. Huh. Then we have Acceleration. Increases the move speed and attack speed. Ooh, attack speed increase. My ones are going to be going... For all allies 15 seconds. Allies empowered use their speed to gain 15% damage reduction. Increases the duration of acceleration up to 25 seconds. That is pretty huge. Any abilities activated while acceleration is active will have their cooldowns reduced. Okay. And her passive, her attacks heal all allies. Damn. Reconstruction increases the healing granted to allies below 20% health. Okay, well that's not really... We're never below 20% health. If we ever get that low, we'll be fucking guzzling a potion, right? So that's useless. Reconstruction grants temporary health to allies that are already at max health. That's cool. Reconstruction revives incapacitated allies when Giatta kills an enemy. That is nice. That is nice. Okay, well, we'll just buy all of them to start with. So, what do we want to put the extra point into? She gives a heal. She gives a shield. She gives stat buffs. And she heals passively. What upgrade? And I got to remember that I can choose any of them. They aren't shown in order. I can choose any that I wish. I'm thinking maybe increase this one by 10 seconds. Let's do it. Let's do that. Sounds good. And we don't... Yeah, we don't have another point, do we? Cool. Okay, man. I can't stop looking at her. Must get on with game. Must not stare at pretty companion. So, what are we doing? We are going back to Naku Tedek. That's it. Right. Boop-a-doo. That was down here, wasn't it? Yeah. If I can click this. Naku Tedek, we are back.